Foreign Sanders, or Colonel Sanders as he'd later been known, was born on a farm in Indiana on September 9, 1819. He came from very humble beginnings. At just 5 years old, his father passed away. In order for the family to survive, his mother was forced to take on lots of odd jobs like sewing and working at the canning factory. This meant from a very young age, Sanders had to look after his two younger siblings, which he led to practicing his cooking from as young as 7 years old. He'd often stay up late developing his skills, and this began to become a very good cook at age 10. Sanders got a job working on a farm, but ended up getting fired because he spent so much time with the animals instead of actually doing the jobs he was meant to. His mother was furious he lost the job. She told him, "You're just no good here. I am left alone with you 3 children to support, and you won't even work enough, so somebody will keep you. I guess I'll never be able to count on you." Sanders felt shamed and vowed in that moment he would make a success of his life. However, shortly after, his Sanders' life actually got much worse as his mother remarried to a violent man who treated his new stepkids terribly. He was very clear about the fact he didn't want them, and so at the age 12, Sanders moved out of his home and went to make his own way in the world. He managed to get a job at another farm and would get it before dawn to feed the animal, then go to school during the day and take on any other work he could get in the evening. Unfortunately, it was all too much. Anna, since Sanders hated school, in particular algebra, he dropped out at just 13 years old. ERS would go on to try a huge variety of different jobs in his early years. This included becoming a stricter computer and insurance salesman, tire salesman, stockbot operator, midwife, secretary, and carriage painter. He even had a brief stint in U.S. Army as a soldier and served in Cuba when he was just 15 years old. Also, that wasn't how he became known as colonel, as he was only in the army for about 6 months before getting discharged, most likely because he was found to have been underage by the time to turn 80. Sanders got married and then went to have 3 kids. Of course, he needed money to support his family and decided to try and get a more professional job working in the legal field. He took a law course that was done via mail, but his law career ended when he got into a courtroom with one of his own clients, which destroyed his reputation. So Sanders later got a job working at the railroad, but when he got fired from that as well, his wife Josephine decided to leave him. She reportedly gave away all their furniture and house and goods and to take kids back to her parents' house. Sanders was destroyed by this. He'd not only lost his job, he'd now seemingly lost his family. He went over to their house and hid in the woods, but the plan to essentially kidnap his kids and take them home with him when they came outside to play. But thankfully, at the last moment, he instead decided to speak for his father-in-law, who made him see sense, and so Sanders instead went inside to make things right with his wife and eventually got back together with her. However, Sanders just couldn't catch a break because that would end in tragedy in 1947. Sanders divorced his wife after one of their sons died at just 20 years old. Their marriage had fallen apart soon after because they both strived to come to terms with the grave. So, as you can see, the first half of Harlan Sanders' life was played with the thrillers and sadness, but luckily, a very unlikely development was about to change his life forever. This was the end of the first part of his biography. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe.